Greetings and welcome to Live in the Rise. Happy Sunday, everyone. How are you today? Give thanks. How you blessed? How are y'all blessed? It's not less, it's bless. Yeah, we're not going to be less. We're going to be highly favored and wonderfully made, and that's what we are. Sometimes we forget that and we get, lost in the shuffle, but we're here. And to all the young people out there watching, lift each other up. Lift each other up. We're not here to put each other down. You may know something the other person may not know. Share and lift up people that may not know. And do it in a humble, gentle way. Um, One of the verses of the day mentions that, a gentle answer, something of that I found that in one of the verses. Um, I'm gonna try to see if I can find it. Oh yeah, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. So, it's important to stir up love. Bob Marley says, stir it up. That's what he was like, stir up love. We're not gonna stir up any, strife and confusion and violence. We had a violent incident on St. Croix. Someone shot someone in their face. That's not, that's so violent. It's just personal and it's not good. This person was a comedian in the community. He was a, celebrity, I guess, in the community on St. Croix. And he was shot by a 15-year-old. Yeah. So there's violence. The news does not show it in the islands per se. We don't have an island news, national island, Caribbean national news that somebody reports, about the different Caribbean islands and what's going on. There's nothing like that. The Caribbean islands are, for the tourists. The Caribbean islands are, secret places for the billionaires. You can buy an island. So, but there are people that work there, people that live and people that die here, and there's families here. And oftentimes they go, you know, unheard, unheard. So thank you so much for, tuning in. Douglas, um, thank you for tuning in, everybody who's on here. We're going to get started, though, because today is Sunday. Happy Sunday. I missed Sunday service at the church. I went to Sunday service at the Bay. Um, and it was beautiful because I had my fire going at the Bay. So when I got out the water, I was next to this fire that was burning. My son was like, "Oh my God, what are you doing? We're gonna." I said, "I'm burning a fire at the Bay," and it was safe, But I had Sunday service there. But I missed the Sunday service at the church because the choir. Let me tell you, when you're visiting the Virgin Islands, you got to come to St. John, and you got to go to the Nazareth Evangelical Lutheran Church in Cruz Bay. Is historic. Okay, 1600s. This church has been there. So it's when I sit there, I like to go sit and just take things in. I have my notebook, my pen, and I'm taking notes as I'm, sitting there in the pews, and the sun is coming into the window. The breeze is blowing. You can hear the birds and the waves on the bay because the bay is not too far away, and it's beautiful. So I love it. So I missed it this previous Sunday. However, so I'm going to be quick. Thank you for watching, everyone that's tuning in. Douglas, why is your message retracted? Did you do a typo? Please be kind to each other, to yourself. But let's get let's get the verse of the day going. The verse of the day. Verse. 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 Verse of the day. Verse of the day today is coming to you from Habakkuk. Am I speaking that correctly? Habakkuk? Habakkuk. Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 19. Chapter 3, verse 19. Thank you so much. I have 5 people on this live. 5 likes will be really sweet. Thank you so much for watching. The verse today, Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 19. The sovereign Lord is my strength. Now, you know I got to look up the word sovereign, because everybody knows what that word means, right? It's talking about the Lord being sovereign. And it's supreme ruler. It's like a monarch. So when I look at Lord, we define that as righteousness, mercy, love, kindness, humility, forgiveness, grace, compassion, integrity, honesty, being honest. It's just, that's what that encompasses. That's what the Lord is. So when you're sitting, at church, but you're not talking to your family member, it's gonna be in vain. Sorry to tell you. You gotta speak to your family members. You gotta, especially your biological ones, love them from a distance, but speak to them, bring them kindness, lift people up. This has to happen, okay? Thank you so much, Kathy, Bastion. Blessed rise to you. Good morning. We are communicating to God. We're talking to righteousness. We're asking for mercy, for forgiveness, for integrity. We're speaking to that. And Bastion is using the words praise, and that's fine. That's the language you speak. Thank you so much for complimenting my nails. People, and that's a good thing, that a good example of how people look at what's on the outside more so. They look at the messenger than the message. So the message in Habakkuk is about this supreme righteousness. Goodness is above all. Righteousness is above all. Truth is above all. I like to be in truth. I like to tell the truth. I like to be, in honesty. I don't like, shady behind the, tell me kind of thing. So anyway, the sovereign is describing what righteousness is. It's supreme. So you're not here to prove that you're right. You're here to stand for what is right. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about standing up for what's right. And sometimes that takes intentional exploration of ourselves and looking within to say, I was wrong, and this is what I want to make it right. That is the ultimate of life. What life has to offer and what we have to give. So when we leave, we're leaving with a legacy, not a lunacy. You're not leaving the earth where people remember you as a cheater, a liar. You're just corrupt. You don't want to leave the earth with that legacy. You want to leave it with a legacy that is about truth, not lunacy. Closing a library when there's an opportunity to open it for the summer. When you got someone knocking at the door, Open it, open it, open it. And you just don't because you don't like the person. You don't like the person. Instead of doing the right thing, you are being a lunatic. And I'm going to call you out on it. You're being, being a lunatic. Like, for real. Open up the library during the summer. Negus Education. I'm a business here on the island for what? How many years? It's been, oh my goodness. 2019, I did the bit. So count the years. Somebody do the math. So open it up. We can come in there, and I know you're listening. We can clean it. It's probably need cleaning because nobody's been in there. It's probably need to get clean and dusted. The books are probably I don't want to say hot mess, but I love books of my friends. You got my friends up in that building locked away, and they're not able to be a book. They're just on the shelf. Nobody's walking around them. There's no, come on. Just the ancestors are in there. We need living people. So I don't know what y'all dead government is doing, locking up the ancestors in the building that can't walk around on legs and have a body. Thank you, Kathy, for telling us where you're watching from. Oxford, Georgia, near Atlanta. We got someone from the ATL on live. Thank you so much for watching. So we're looking at the sovereign. Sovereign meaning supreme righteousness. And that is strength. That makes our feet as a feet of a deer. You know how the feet of a deer just moves very quickly? I have a video. Subscribe to this channel. Like this video because there's a video of a baby deer, Bambi, that I took at the bay. So, and that was that was the previous Sunday, not the last, the previous Sunday. So, sovereign is supreme. Righteousness is your strength. That's your strength, doing good. Don't worry about this person or that person. You just do good. And that's what supreme righteousness means. It means that is over everything, right? Even you put yourself aside for right. It's not, you're not self-righteous. You're righteousness before self. Okay? So you may have to be wrong once in a while. So you just, do that. I do that. I have to be wrong once in a while. I may be wrong. And knowing that you're open to learning, you're open to grow. You can grow tremendously when you're open to self-examination. Okay? So the sovereign means supreme. Righteousness, doing good is your strength. That makes your feet like the feet of a deer. And that enables you to tread to the heights. It enables you to tread on the heights. You're going to be okay. Hey, Layla, how are you, honey? Love you, dear. Mwah. We're talking about dares. I shouldn't call you a dare because dares are... I'm going to call you Queen, love, my love. So, my love, Layla, is returned. I'm missing you, honey. Mwah. So, that is our verse today. Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 19. Habakkuk. I like that. It's comparing goodness and mercy and love to a deer that's treading on the heights. Like, you are strong, you can do it. And that is our verse for the day. I love it. Verse of the day. We have now, let's get to our word of the day. It's the 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 word of the day. Word of the day. Word of the day. Okay, kindness. Kindness is the word today. Oh my goodness. My mom isn't feeling good. I don't know. She may have to go to the clinic and get checked out. Her chest pains are getting worse, so I may have to cut this quite short. But I wanted to share the word of the day real quick. My younger sister is out there. I just saw my mom just a minute ago. But the word kindness is brought to us by Proverbs 21:21. Proverbs 21:21. Whoever pursues righteousness and kindness will find life and honor. Okay, hi J Dove. Thank you so much. For chest pain, use Oxyflow. Okay, I'm gonna let her know. Um, I just communicating to the righteousness of all righteous that she doesn't have to go to the clinic, and for that reason that she has to, that she's protected, lifted up in the grace of her kindness and her goodness that she gives to those around her. So whoever pursues that righteousness and kindness will find life and honor. So when we talk about this verse today, righteousness is your strength. Righteousness is that strength because it's where you find life, where you find love. So doing good, being kind is the beginning of that. So let's dive into the word today. Today, I will be kind to others. That's how we start off. Thank you for liking the video. We have a like. Okay. It's a working out device. Okay. Thank you, J Dove, for those comments. Thank you so much, Kathy. I received that from my mom, that yes, that she is blessed, highly favored, and wonderfully made, and that the good people call it the good Lord. I call it the good righteousness of righteous. That supreme sovereign is working within her chest to release the pain and the burden that is there. And I give that up to the righteous of righteous. I don't pull it back out and worry about it. I hold the goodness of the righteousness of righteous to be that. See, I have this book here, Walking with the Angels. So, yeah, I'm walking with them every day, and I'm pushing them towards my mom. So thank you for your comments, for liking the video, and for sharing that upliftment with your comments, to know that words are powerful. That's why the sisters of the Mary Magdalene gather together and they chant. They don't even sing because they don't sin. They chant, and they have a melodic sound, a harmonic pattern that echoes the righteous of righteous flowing, and it's heard up in the heavens of heavens. Okay, so today I will be kind to others. So how are you going to be kind to others? By first being kind to yourself. So when I think of being kind, I am reminded of the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Yeah. It's, it takes only a moment and no special effort to be kind. Being kind is in a moment, right? I can smile at a stranger, hold the door for the person behind me, or let someone go ahead of me in line. I've done all these things, right? I smiled at strangers and, hi, greetings, bless. And I hold the door for the person behind me. I am doing to others what I want done to me. I'm not living in a bubble by myself. There's no excuse for abuse. There's no excuse for rudeness. None. It could be a rainy day. Don't tell me you're upset at me because it's a rainy day. Then you're not holding righteousness as sovereign, supreme over your life. You're allowing the circumstances and the experiences, whether they're not good, to rule your life. Don't let that happen. You love the one you with. Don't be upset of the choices that you've made. Live with the choices you've made, make better choices, and move into the God space, as people call it, the presence of righteousness, and you'll find yourself. Seriously. That relationship with yourself begins in a place where you're going to find the abundance of love. You're going to find that according to Proverbs 21:21. Thank you, El Su, our moderators in the house, wishing wellness to all life. Thank you so much for joining. Proverbs 21:21. Let's put it up there on the screen. Proverbs 21:21. Pursue what? Goodness. What are some examples of that? What are some examples of kindness? Smiling at a stranger, because you never know, it may be an angel unawares. Thank you for liking and subscribing, El Su. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. Whoever pursues righteousness and kindness will find life and honor. Proverbs 21:21. Thank you, El Su. Proverbs 21:21. Now, the examples of that is what I just read. These are small acts of kindness that can bless everyone involved, not just the person you're doing it for. It's going to bless you. You're not doing it for looking for anything in return. You're doing it because it's the righteous thing. It's the sovereign thing to do. You may be upset that moment and you're like, I'm not going to hold this door for this person. I'm pissed off at what da-da-da-da. You slam the door and someone... No. Who is sovereign? You got to do what the most righteous of righteous. You got to take that road because it's going to benefit you in the long run, according to Proverbs 21:21. When you pursue righteousness, right? And kindness, being kind to your partner, your wife, your husband. This is who you chose. You made a mistake. I got with someone too and married very young at 21. And he was 43. No, he was 44. Yeah, I think he was 44. 23 years my senior. And I look at that as possibly the biggest mistake of my life. However, I look at what was good about that was the 3 children from that one person. Some people have 5 children for 5 different people. And there's 5 people watching here. And that's fine. That's you brought these children into the world and you have to now be that example and show them your mistakes so they don't make the same ones. Don't act like you're all perfect and dominant over these children. Dominant over these children. I told my children, I apologized to them as young adults. And they were like, what? What did you? I said, because for anything I didn't do or should have done or whatever the case may be, because I didn't know or I didn't put righteousness above all. I put myself first. I put myself and self selfishness above it. So, when you get, saved and you get in a place where you love that righteousness of righteous, you love to do good. That's what you just want to be about that, because you've not been that way. You've fallen short and you see where you've fallen short. So now you're like, I'm going to pick myself up on that one. I'm going to pick myself on that one. I fell short in that relationship. Nope, I'm going to just do something different. You know what I mean? So you got to do that. And you cannot second guess that choices you make to be happy and to want happiness. Happiness is what you create within yourself. No one outside can make you that. So when I think of being kind, I'm reminded of that golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So our kind efforts may take more thought. We have to think, give it more thought sometimes. I think of how I prefer to be treated. How do you prefer to be treated? I certainly want to be heard and respected. I want to know my views and opinions matter, right? I want others to see my value and treat me with dignity, right? You want that. You don't want someone calling you names, putting you down. If they know something you don't know, well, lift you up. That's how I do. Even though I have a PhD, doesn't mean I know everything. I can still learn something. I know the topic that I focused on. That's what I know. Parent involvement and how it impacts children, both positive and negative. That's what I have studied. I don't know other things that a garbage man may know, a custodian may know, a cleaning lady may know. They may know things I don't know. That doesn't mean I am above them and they are below me. We have the world is upside down with that mentality and that narrative. So, I want to know my views and opinions matter, and that I want others to see my value and treat me with dignity. Okay? When I get on the phone with somebody that I knew or that knew me, and they want to reach out and speak to me, and they want to call, if I want to speak to them, that's my business. And if whoever feels unsafe about that, they have to look at that with themselves. But I want to be treated with dignity, and the fact that I have a mentality of wise mind, knowledge, and standing firm in what I do, no one can come and take advantage of that. No one can come and do anything to that, because I have the righteous of righteous. And some people don't have that to the fullest, so they feel differently about things and about life and about circumstances and experiences. And when I hold the righteous of righteous to be of righteous, and others may not, oftentimes you're looked at as crazy. And this is what this book I'm reading talks about. The woman they could not silence. And it's a true story of a woman who dared to fight back, dared to have the right to be a woman and to be a woman. And because of her views and her opinions, she wasn't valued. They weren't valued or treated with dignity during this time. This is in the 1800s. And sometimes this happens. Yeah. I hold this thought as I think of others. I see people imbued with the righteousness of God, of the omnipresent sovereign Lord that Habakkuk talks about. That's supreme over all. That's righteousness. Goodness and mercy is over all. We got people hate, discriminate, but guess who's over all of it? Righteousness is going to quell that. You don't have to pick up arms and go fight nobody. You don't have to go throw no Molotov cocktail bottles onto folks. The wrongness then that's going on, guess what? You just stand in righteousness. Put that above yourself. And you will have a better day. You're going to have a better day to fight again. So when you pursue righteousness, that is, and kindness, you're going to find life and honor. People are going to honor you. You're going to have life. You're not going to be in pain and no sorrow and no heartbreak and none of this stuff. You're going to have life, and life to the fullest in abundance. So that is our word today. And that's where I leave you on this beautiful Sunday, is right there with that. Today, repeat after me. I will be kind to others. Thank you so much for joining. This is your Love City's new Bachelorette, okay? And one day I will be off the market and engaged and all that stuff that you go through, right? I want to experience that in my life. So what? Everybody's in an uproar about it. You may not want to experience that in your life. I do. And I'm experiencing it every day by looking within myself, loving myself, so that I'm ready and available to love someone too. Thank you so much, Elsu. Be kind to others. That's our theme today. Be kind to others. Have a blessed day. And remember, as your new Bachelorette, tune in, subscribe to my Patreon so you can see the videos of my date, my first date with the person I gave my first hibiscus. Yeah. You're going to get to see, so you got to tune in. Have a blessed day. Remember to stand in love with someone. Stand in love. Thank you, Kathy. Have a blessed day. Love you. Have a beautiful Sunday. Take good care. Remember, subscribe to this channel and like this video before you leave. Watch it again on the replay. Locked into this channel every day in the Rise. Check me out at the Bay. Thank you, Elsu. Subscribe to Patreon. You gotta be a member to enjoy these videos and see who I choose to be with me and for me to be with them. Have a blessed day, everyone. Love y'all. Stay tuned.